Hello and welcome, my dear scale modeling friends. My name is Tomo and today we're going to be taking a look at two Italian iconic cars from ITALERI. Oh yes, two Italian cars made by Italians for the Italians, made by Italians for everybody else. I'm talking, of course, about the Giulietta and the Miura. These two iconic cars are absolutely beautiful in their design. However, they're not actually new. The Giulietta here is a fairly old car, first released in 1995, and then some new parts were added in 1997. The box art that you see today has been just revamped this year. The Lamborghini Miura has been released in 2016 and has been released in its set box in 2017, and this year they're going to be revamping this car with this, the Lamborghini Miura Giulietta SVJ. Beautiful box art. I mean, Italians do know how to make a good design. However, the parts themselves inside the boxes are not that gorgeous. Yes, sure, they have the iconic appeal of the car, and yes, there are very few parts. I mean, the Giulietta probably has around 100, 150-ish parts, and the Miura has even less, I believe. But the quality it's like Revell in the late 90s on certain parts. The plastic themselves are pretty good, but there is just some residual plastic buildup on the edges that you do need to attend to when you are building this car up, and that kind of takes time away from the building and painting. Yes, maybe I'm being a little baby here, but I do enjoy a clean, nice, easy to put together kit that you just glue together, and paint. Prices for these two cars are fairly similar. The Giulietta will set you back about 30 euros, and the Miura is going to be around 26, depending of course where you buy it. For this price range, you can get a pretty decent Tamiya model kit, which is far superior and will be probably much more detailed. But the appeal of these two cars is that they are Italian, and when you're building them, you're basically telling, forget about it, it's Italian, who cares? They look good. Alright, so let us just take a look inside the boxes and then form your own opinion.
Behold, the Lamborghini Miura and the Alfa Romeo Giulietta Spider 1300. Both 24 scale models and both around the same price range, which we will look at today. So, which one should we tackle first? I believe we're going to take a look at the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo Giulietta Spider 1300. It is a very beautiful and very classic little car. It is officially licensed by Alfa Romeo, as you can see here. It is a 124 scale model, model number 3653, and it costs around 30 euros depending on where you get it. If I were to build this particular car, I would definitely go for the red one because it looks very cool. I mean, it's really just eye-poppingly cool. From the side here, you can see there's a side profile of the car, which you can paint it in baby blue color as well. But again, with a car, you can basically paint it any color as you like. You're basically just limited by your imagination. And here on the side, you can see the decals, so what you get. And then you have the dimensions of the car here on the side. And some more details on here, which you can see that the front hood opens, the doors, and you got the engine details here. So let us just open this box up, right? So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is the chrome finish, the trim parts of the car. Right off the bat, I can say that they're not that great, to be honest. If I were to be building this kit, I would definitely strip off the chrome and then replace it with my preferable color. I would recommend AK Interactive's chrome or Alcalad, depending on, of course, what you like or prefer. You can use whatever you want, but I would use these. The plastic parts, don't seem to have a lot of flash on them, and they're fairly well detailed. Yeah, just the chrome finish it's kind of thickly laid on. I didn't take it from the bag because it's thermically sealed. I'll show you all the other sprues outside the bags, but this one I didn't. But yeah, that's the chrome finish. You can take it a little closer so you can see how it looks. It's decent, but it's not like the best. Here we have the main body of the car, and oh my god, it's gorgeous. It does have some minor faults. There is a little bit of a rough edge here, and of course there's a little thing here. As you can see, there's a little flash. There are little stubs from the molding. The plastic itself is a little bit flimsy. It's not as sturdy as you would wish, but it's a little bit better than, you know, on some other cars such as Fujimi, which has really thick plastic. But this one is kind of very thin. And there are some imperfections on the edges, on the fenders. You will have to smooth this out to make a very good paint job, to give a good paint job, sorry. The one thing that it kind of jumps right at you is that the car's color, the body, is not as bright red as you can see it here on my camera. This is basically just because of the lighting. It's a little bit darker in reality. But anyway, you can make it this red if you choose to paint it in bright red, Ferrari red, I guess. But of course you have to prime it and, you know, sand it and all that good stuff. Then we have, of course, the panels themselves, the roof, the doors, and the bonnet. Sorry, not the roof, the back, the boot. The car, it's basically the same plastic, very thin. And the attachment points here, see, it's a little bit thick. This is a no-no in my book, because this can go horribly wrong if you're not careful. And this is kind of a very bad design choice. It's in here on the doors as well, and it's on the top, so it's gonna be seen if you're gonna cut this off. So that's a bit of a no-no. Then we have two black sprues. The part count on this one is pretty low. It's really, it's not many. I would guess it's around 150 parts, but that's basically total with everything. So it's really not that much. The plastic here feels it kind of gives a rubbery feeling. It's kind of textury, rubbery. It's really I've never really kind of felt this plastic before. It's different. But nevertheless, the parts extruded here they are okay. They're not mind-blowingly wow, but they are okay. You have textures like on the oil pan, on the top cover, motor cover, the sides, and even you have like a very good and detailed radiator here. And then there's a hose in the side profile of the motor. There is a little bit quality issues here and there. You can see on the ventilator, the propeller or the ventilator that cools the engine here, you can see that there's like a little piece missing, and there's like a little edge. There's the suspension arms are made in one piece. Here you can see there's just one piece, so that's kind of easy. This being, of course, the soft top. You have the soft top here. It is textured a little bit. If I take it closer, you can see some streaks, some deformations in the plastic, which should look good when you're painting it. But of course, you have to paint it. But you can actually display this car with a soft top up or down. It's your choice. I would personally do it without the soft top up because it just looks amazing. Okay, the next black sprue contains all the rest. You've got the drive shaft, you've got the axles and the seats. Again, the quality is okay, but it's not really great. You've got good textures in, you know, on the seats and stuff, but on the edges there's a little roughness here and there. And the doors, you got the whole exhaust here from, you know, tailpipe to the engine and the muffler, and wow. It's a very unique design philosophy, and you can see here on these little, this may be some sort of polycaps that you attach the wheels on. I don't know, I have to look at the manual, but look at that, that's just horrible. See,
That's not supposed to be there. You know, it's kind of okay-ish, but not great. Here is the clear part sprue. I didn't want to take it out from its protective bag because, you know, it's a clear part sprue and fingerprints and stuff would be on it. But I can tell you from just looking at it very closely that it's not the best. It has the same problems as the rest. They're just flashing on the end and the attachment points are bad. So this could be problematic. On certain parts you don't care, like on the side windows here, it doesn't really matter if you damage this portion because it gets hidden in the doors. But on the lights, like here on the back lights and on the front lights on top, I hope you can see it, it's just a little bit thick. It's just a little bit thick, and it's not that clear as well. I mean, it's kind of foggy. That's a shame. That's really a shame. But anyway, those are the sprues. Here we have some tires. Not the best tires in the world, I must admit. I mean, I can show you the threads. You can see them. See, there are threads. It's good. And I think if I take you really close, you can kind of see on the side how they are. I'm sorry that it's shining, but you know, I didn't want to take it from the bag. But the quality of making them, the residual process of, you know, making them is shown. Like here on this little, you can see there's like a residual rubber left, and here on the bottom, oh my god, that's horrible. But they're soft and they're straight, so that's good. And this car also has another fairly cool feature, and that is it has little springs. Yes, it has working suspension, which is pretty awesome and pretty straightforward, as I saw in the instructions. So yeah, you get some springs. I'll show you really great decals, nicely printed, very sharp. It's pretty cool. The Lamborghini Miura. Wow. Okay, so this is a sexy little car in its yellow form, and I would definitely paint it in this color. It is a 1/24 scale model number 3686. Yes, it is of course licensed by the Lamborghini here, and you can see the details here. You see the length of the model car. This is how it's from one side, and of course this is just some advertising telling you, you know, buy these two cars as well because they're cool. Okay, so let's open this baby up as well, shall we? Here we will start with the body of the car, and this car is it's pretty nice. The plastic here is a little bit thicker than on the previous Giulietta, but it has the same diagnosis. See, there's a flash here and a flash there, and this crazy little Y thing, and the attachment points for the back portion, which opens up, or actually opens back to reveal the engine. But nah, it's okay. You're definitely gonna have to prime it and sand it and prepare it for paintwork because there are rough edges here and there. Anyway, this is the sexy body of the car, and again, it's not as brightly yellow as you see here on the screen. It's a little bit less yellowy, lighter yellow, but this is just the trick of the camera. Like with the other car, we have two main black sprues. This plastic here is a little bit different again from the previous one. It seems a little bit more high quality-ish, but it's still lacking in quality, the part that is. As you can see, the chassis broke away, so it's basically just one piece. It's basically just this how it is. You have some detail here. This is a little textured, you can feel it. But you know, other than that, there's nothing really special about it. It's very simplistic in its design. As you can see, there's not a lot of parts. There are injector pinhole marks everywhere, but I think they are on the places where you won't be able to see them, so you will be able to hide them, and that's okay. But here on the vents, it's not that great. You're gonna have to clean some of these. Okay. The second black sprue, of course, has the interior trim and the cockpit
the car. See, the edges are still a little rough here. You can see some crap on the edges. You have to do some sanding. It's basically like a Revell kit, only Italian. Yeah. Here there are no chrome pieces, which is great. They just say, you know, just painted your chrome color the way you want it, because I believe that should be the case where manufacturers do not know how to make good chrome pieces, or at least apply a good thin layer of chrome. The dividing wall, you know, sign it's textured. This is textured. You can feel it. It's okay. And the cockpit, the center console. The attachment points here are a little bit better than on the previous one, and like I said, the plastic at least feels a little bit more quality like. This being a beefy car, it has some beefy tires, and just look at this. Look at this. It looks like somebody just threw up on the tire. It's not that great. I mean, they're straight, they have threads. It's okay, I mean, they're threaded. See, they're threaded, you can see it. But there are little things like this, and on this one as well, where they just destroy the quality. And you can hide this sort of defect if you position this into the inner arch of the car, so you know, yeah. The car doesn't have really any unique features apart from this. This is basically a very thin, clear foil that represents the side windows. So it's really thin, and this is how it comes. Just two cutout pieces for the side windows. The clear parts here are a little bit better than on the previous car. They are much clearer, and the attachment points seem to be better. Although here on the lights here, you can see that the attachment point is not that great. Again, I mean, the lights are really critical. They're exposed, and you can see the edges, and if you screw this up, it's gonna show forever. Yeah, the attachment points, ITALERI has to do some work on them, but they are better. The quality is better, so yay. As for the decals, there are even less of them here than on the previous one, but I must say the decals are nice. The print is very good. So yeah. Congratulations, you made it to the end of this video. Why don't you celebrate by clicking the subscribe button? And if you have some extra time left, you can comment and like and share. These two kits I would recommend to even a beginner, because there are not a lot of parts. If you choose not to paint the cars, okay, because in their present form, they can be presented if you're just starting out. However, if you are more advanced, or if you are like an old cat at this hobby, then I'm guessing you're gonna put a lot of effort into it and making it nice and pretty. Or you can go the exact opposite, make it as weathered and as broken as you can. The appealing thing about cars is that you can make it their own, and there's really no rules here. Thank you so very much for watching. If you have been, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you again soon in the next one. Ciao!